senior Deja Terrell and sophomore Lisa Young. Coach, you'd open up with a quick statement about today's contest for Seton Hill.
Sure. So I think it was definitely a tale of two halves. I think in the first half we came out with lots of energy, lots of confidence. It seemed like everything was clicking. You know, we were scoring. Lots of people were scoring. Obviously, Seton Hill is a good team. They play extremely fast. So I think at halftime we talked about, you know, they're going to come out, shoot some threes. That's what they do. They're going to try to go really fast in transition. I think they did that. You know, I think we turned it over a lot too much, and it kind of bit us a bit, but obviously pulled it out in the end. Super excited to move on to the next round.
You have a question there?
Yes, sir. So, you know, you obviously mentioned it, tale of two halves. You know, they came out with that press in the second half, and it seemed to give you a lot of issues, especially in the third quarter. How did you kind of work through that and keep that win?
Yeah, I don't think we did work through that. I think they kind of hurt us the whole second half.
Yeah.
Like, good thing we were up by 22 points at halftime. I just think we have to be a little more confident with the ball. You know, they pressed us in the first half, too. They pressed us the last two games we played them. I think it's just in times of stress or pressure, we have to get better. I think we just want to win so bad that we don't want to lose, that sometimes the pressure is a little bit much, and we just have to grow. Obviously, we have a freshman point guard, and she's going to learn a lot from these kind of games.
Yeah. What do you think about your team's effort down the stretch? I mean, a few big defensive plays kind of pulled it out at the end.
Yeah, no, I think we always have great effort, to be honest. We've had a lot of close games this year, and it seems like a different person every time makes a huge play at the end. You know, I know Deja had a really big stop. I know Kamai had that steal to a layup. Some big rebounds. Obviously, we missed a lot of free throws, but a few at the end that we needed, we made. So, yeah, I just think, you know, we stuck with it. But I think we always typically play hard.
Right. What do you think changed from that first half to the second half?
I just think they really gained momentum. You know, they had a few steals early in the third quarter and got some confidence. You know, it's a game of confidence. It's a game of runs. We talked about they're probably going to make a run. I just think they had all of the momentum. You know, they got a few steals, and the momentum definitely changed.
Deja, you had a strong outing, 18 and 14. How did it feel to pull this one out and keep going?
It felt real good. I'm proud of my team, and I'm just happy we pulled through. We let up a little bit in the second half, but we found our way through the troubles and got the win.
Yeah. How important is it for you to kind of, you know, obviously you're a force on both sides of the ball, but especially defensively, you know, how big is that as kind of that anchor inside to, you know, pull out a tough one like this?
It's very important. Coming off my injury, I get nervous a little bit guarding people off the ball, especially if they're fast. And that last possession, I was confident in what I was doing, and I got the stop. So as long as I move my feet and we are in the right positions and on defense, we'll be straight.
Now, Alicia, 12 points, you know, you come out 60% from the field, you know, a strong night. How'd you feel about the win?
I feel like we definitely worked for it. We let up a little bit, but we still pulled through with the win. I don't know. I think it's just being in the right place at the right time, working together as a team, and, you know, I think that's what carried us.
Yeah, and I guess as a collective, what do you take from this one and kind of move forward with? You know, probably a lot of things from that first half and, you know, the resiliency and everything, and try and put together a few more wins, one against IUP now.
Yeah, I think in the first half, definitely we would take how we shared the ball. I think it was probably one of our best halves, sharing the ball offensively. And this time of year, you know, everybody is playing to win. It's pressure. And I think what we take is just to kind of understand that and know every game is win in advance. You know what I mean? You lose, you go home. So just to understand that there's going to be pressure and teams are going to come at us. You know, it's going to be a battle every time, and just kind of figure out how to handle that. You know what I mean? Like, moving forward, there's going to be close games. These are good teams.
Right.
There's going to be a lot of close games. So handling the pressure, I think, we need to learn.
Andrew, you got something?
Yeah, so you guys started off really strong, obviously, going into halftime, 45-23. You were able to outscore them in that second quarter, 21-6. What were some things that kind of went into the game plan that allowed you to jump out to such a quick lead?
You guys want it, or you want me to answer it? I think our game plan is very similar every game. It's play defense. if you look at our box scores, there's typically a quarter where we hold teams pretty low. I wish we would do it consistently. I know that's hard to do. But I think when we really lock down defensively, it's hard for teams to score. So I think that's the great thing about us. Like, we kind of control ourselves. There's not a huge change in game plan defensively for anybody we play. We kind of do the same things. So I think, when we just choose to put all the effort into that, the communication, I think those kind of quarters happen where they only score 6 points.
And then Deja, like he said, 18 and 14. You also had 3 blocks on the defensive end, and you were able to play a lot tonight. You had 38 minutes on the court, which, the last couple games you've been fighting minutes on the court with foul trouble and whatnot. Coming out of halftime, you only had 1 foul. How much did that kind of open up your defensive play, let you play a little bit more aggressively?
Yeah, it allowed me just to be a little more aggressive and take a little more of a chance with things. So I still stayed focused and disciplined and didn't swing as much because I noticed that's what's getting me in foul trouble. So as long as my hands are straight up, a lot of the time people can't score. So that's what I'm going to stick to so I can stay in the game.
And then Lisa, 60% from the floor, you were able to kind of control the ball when you had it and slow down the offense along with Nina and everybody else out there. What would you say you kind of took away from this game as a fact of what your team showed?
Like I said before, being in the right place at the right time, confidence plays a huge part in that. Like, you could crumble under that pressure. So I think you just got to be confident and comfortable out there and trust your teammates.
And then final question really for you guys. IUP on Wednesday now, a team that you guys had trouble with earlier this year, but then pulled off a big win last week. What's the game plan going into that game?
Crush them.
Yeah, well, obviously how our tournament is set up, we played them last week. I hate how our tournament is set up. I really do. But they're a good team. I think that they probably are going to want to get us pretty bad. We came back from 15 down at halftime last week against them, but 2 teams that know each other extremely well. We've been in this spot before. Obviously, they get a little more rest than us. We were on our legs today. They were not. So I think for us, some rest tomorrow, some free throws tomorrow. But we know them so well. The game plan is, like Deja said, win. But, stop some things that they hurt us a week ago. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, guys.
Good.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap.